back. So here's this amazing story out of South Carolina. Let me first of all give you some background about why South Carolina should teach black history. More than 40% of all enslaved Africans were disembarked, got off a ship in South Carolina. It was the major state for the slave trade in the United States. South Carolina, in fact, it was called the slave capital of North America. South Carolina was the first state to put white supremacy as part of their property law in their laws. South Carolina's Negro Act of 1740 set the template for America's slave codes. It was ground zero for school desegregation, bus boycotts, and the bloodiest race war in world history. And when it comes to education, this is an amazing story. Black South Carolinians invented the modern American school system. Black people in South Carolina. The reason why was when South Carolina got readmitted to the Union after the Civil War, the state was 60% black. And so they elected a majority black legislature, and that majority black legislature passed a law saying that, we're going to have public schools and the government's going to pay for it and everybody can go to these schools. It was the first statewide public school system in America, in South Carolina, done by black people for everybody, for black people, white people, everybody. Of course, with the end of Jim Crow, or the end of Reconstruction, when Jim Crow made a comeback in the 1870s, 1880s, that was the end of that. And, the blacks got kicked out of schools in South Carolina for 10 generations or thereabouts, or 5 generations, or however long it was. But there's a lot of black history in South Carolina. So here's this school in South Carolina. It's Mark Frazier is the principal of the school. It's Kingstree High School. It's 62% black, 34% white. The county, Williamsburg County is that. But the school is 90% black. Most white students in the area attend an all-white private school that was founded in 1970 specifically as a whites-only school. And so one of his goals, one of Principal Frazier's goals, was to attract people away from that whites-only academy by offering AP classes, advanced placement classes that if you take them, you have a fast track to go to college. And one of them was African American history. And like I said, South Carolina is rich in African American history. So what happened was the South Carolina Department of Education, the conservative right-wing Republican governor, appointed 16 white supremacists to the South Carolina Department of Education, to their Board of Education. And last week they notified the school district that the course code for African American AP Studies, which by the way was approved by the College Board, the group that does the SATs, this is a course that is available everywhere in America. This is a nationally approved course, Advanced Placement African American Studies. The white supremacists on the school board in South Carolina, all white people, just said, no, you can't do this anymore. We're not going to accredit this. Tough luck, Charlie. It's just incredible.